What's up, guys? So I'm gonna make more of these videos for you guys, just talking here, nothing fancy, basic, because I want to share my journey. I want to share what I've learned. So those of you who know me and followed me, I started bodybuilding when I was 13, and I started studying and reading. I didn't have any older brothers or cousins or friends that were into bodybuilding, so it was really tough. It wasn't like today. We're talking about like early, like mid 90s, right? I graduated high school in 99. Some of you guys weren't even born yet, and it wasn't as easy. It was like magazines, and like I had to search the internet. You know, you Google something, it wouldn't, a million pages wouldn't pop up. Bodybuilding.com didn't exist. YouTube, Instagram, it wasn't around. It wasn't like it was today. So like I had to really dig. I remember like figuring out glucose uptake, like taking certain things to help utilize carbs. I remember like, and also I was young, I didn't have a lot of money. I remember like there was supplements that came out, Celtech, they made like a creatine supplement that had like, it was really big and really popular. And I'm like, what's the big deal about this? Just creatine. You know, creatine's a basic supplement, but it had 75 grams of glucose. It had 75 grams of dextrose, carbohydrates, and had alpha lipoic acid. So I was like, oh, this makes sense. And I would research it, and then I would make my own. I bought the ingredients and I made it myself because it was so expensive. So like when I make these videos and I share with you guys, you have to understand, like, I consider myself a bodybuilder, a philosopher. I make theories, you know, I come up with a lot of ideas. I think a lot. Like if I need to improve a muscle, I think about the anatomy. I think about like, why is my back this way? Why is my biceps this way? A lot of it has to do with genetics and the way that our bodies work and dominant muscle. So I'm always thinking, and then I think of like something good, and I come and I make a video to share with you guys. I'm not the end all. I don't know everything. I'm still learning, and as I learn, I share with you guys. But anyways, point is I just want to tell you guys, because you guys that are into the competitive realm and into bodybuilding and follow the sport, the IFBB, the classic physique guys, you see us on Instagram and we post pictures, but no one really shares like what they're doing. Guys will post pictures and they're super carved up and super freaky with super great light, and they don't tell you like, hey, you know, I looked like shit yesterday, or I look good right now because whatever the case may be. So let me give you guys a little insight. It's Sunday, right? I don't even know what day of the week it is. When you're in prep, every day is like the same day, especially if you don't have a 9 to 5, which I don't. So it's Sunday. So yesterday was 4 weeks out. 4 weeks is really short. It's really close, but it's an eternity when you're in good shape. So for me, I feel like it's an eternity. When people say 28 days, it sounds short, but for me, I measure my preps by weeks. Like a week is a long time. There's a lot of improvement. Every week I make huge improvements. So I think the condition I'm in right now, I can compete. I could carb up, dry out, and compete in a pro show, and no one would think anything less. So in 4 weeks, I'm going to be peeled inside out. I think I'm on track to be my best condition. I think I'm the most well-rounded I've been. And what does that mean? I mean, I brought up a lot of body parts. I'm going to jump around when I talk because there's so many little like subjects that I want to touch on. I'm the only non-bodybuilder in the top 6, right? So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they all came from bodybuilding. And I'm not saying anything, you know, I bodybuilded for many years, just not competitive. I came from men's physique, and I jumped into classic physique from men's physique. And when I was number 2 in the world at the Olympia in 2016, it was my 3rd bodybuilding show. So I still have been trying to bring up my legs, trying to bring up my back, and just trying to get more well-rounded. And also I'm one of the taller guys. If you look at classic physique, all the taller guys, they're kind of lacking something. Most of them in the legs, and when I say taller, I mean like over 5'10", over 5'9", 5'9", 5'10", and up. They're usually lacking in the legs and or back. So like Chris has incredible legs, but he even admits his back is a little bit weak. And then the other guys, if you look at them, it's easier to be well-rounded when you're shorter. This is not only classic, this is a fact in bodybuilding. You look at Lee Priest, Lee Labrada. I mean, the shorter guys are always super compact, and that's just, it's simple science, simple anatomy, because the joints are shorter, the muscles are shorter, so it's easier to have big round muscle bellies. Tall bodybuilders are never successful, you know? We're not talking about Arnold, we're not talking about back then. You look at Gunther, for instance, he was incredible. He beat Ronnie like once overseas, but he was just like too tall and he was massive. So what I really want to do is just give you guys some insight of where I'm at. What's different from this year than last year. Last year, I was fried. First of all, I've never been, I never feel like I've been on stage in men's physique or in bodybuilding at 90 to 100%, ever. I think 2016, I looked really good. I was really full. I had a really classic look because I wasn't like super dry. I was peeled, I was conditioned, but I was spilled over and you could see it from behind. And it made me look classic because the classic guys weren't that dry. 2017, I completely bombed. Me and my coach, I mean, it was just stupid what we did. I had to lose 20 pounds in 4 days. No human being can come back from that in 24 hours. When you guys carb deplete and you water deplete, it takes days to recover. So there was a lot of stupid mistakes in 2017. Then last year, 2018, I feel like it was even worse in some ways. I was pretty good at the Arnold. It was my best conditioning, but I didn't look great. I looked a little bit lanky. I was kind of flat. The Olympia, I over-dieted and did too much cardio, and between the fat burners, I was shot. Okay, I had adrenal fatigue. I was exhausted. Like guys, I was taking ephedra and like 700 milligrams of caffeine and falling asleep. I'd get to the gym and I'd sit in the car and I was like, how am I gonna get out of this fucking car? Like, how am I gonna get in the gym and train? I had nothing in me. And I had adrenal fatigue and my metabolism was slow. If you diet too hard, and you cut calories too much and you don't do refeeds or cheat meals and you do too much cardio, your body thinks you're dying, right? So if I take you guys and put you in a desert, what happens is you'll lose weight, and then the rate that you lose weight will slow because the body is smarter than the bodybuilder. Your body is like, okay, there's something going on here. He's not eating, we're losing weight, we're gonna die. So what it does is it slows your metabolism down. So you last longer, you survive, you don't die. I'm looking over here the whole time. You guys are over there. Sorry. So you literally will slow your metabolism down. So you guys see some like ripped up people sometimes and like really lean. You're like, oh wow, his metabolism's on fire. A lot of times they're not, you know. And if you ever see like some bodybuilders or some men's physique guys that are like really lanky and like tired looking and kind of like they're lean but they're like flat, they look skinny flat, that's a perfect example. They're flat, they have no glycogen, their body is tired, it's shut down. That's where I was last year. And then that's stress. Stress creates inflammation. So I was holding water the whole time. Like 4 weeks, 5 weeks out of a show, I'm vascular, I have striations, you start looking freaky. I looked like a water buffalo. So I had adrenal fatigue. My metabolism was slow. I wasn't getting leaner. I was doing over an hour and a half of cardio. I always used to preach, that's bullshit. I always preached high intensity cardio, HIIT cardio. Look, when you get really big and you're a bodybuilder, sometimes we don't do HIIT cardio because we don't want to burn muscle. We don't want to get our legs small. But at the end of the day, HIIT cardio, high intensity, is the best type of cardio to do. I haven't done any HIIT this prep, but it's still, for the average person, the better type of cardio to do. Steady state, long types of cardio, you become efficient at it, and also it drains you. So I posted something about Revive MD. They're one of my sponsors, about Yohimbi, and in the video I said, this is the only fat burner I'm taking, and I don't get a lot of negativity, but a few people commented like, oh, okay, tell them about the drugs or the fat burners. Look, I have no reason to lie to you guys, I never did. I'm not taking any fat burners or any stimulants. I'm not taking clenbuterol. I'm not taking ephedra. I'm not taking anything this prep. I haven't taken anything. I started with 5 milligrams Yohimbi HCl. Yohimbine HCl. Yohimbi is from the bark. It's a lot stronger. It like gives some people heart palpitations and stuff. I like Yohimbine better. 5 milligrams. There's an equation. I think it's like 0.2 grams times your body weight or your in kilos, and that's how high you can go. So for me, it's like close to 20 milligram. I went from 5 to 10 to 15 over the course of 2 months. I'm only at 15. I take 15 milligrams yohimbine HCl right at home. I get in the car, I drive to Dunkin' Donuts or Burger King, I get a black coffee. I go and I do my cardio. I started cardio like 4 months out, and I started at 40 minutes. I went up to 45 minutes, and I did it on the spin bike right there. And then I started going to the gym doing it on the recumbent bike. I like the recumbent bike because it's comfortable. It doesn't hurt anything. When I walk on an incline, my lower back and my shins start bothering me. So I've been doing the recumbent bike for like the past like 6 weeks. And I actually 2 weeks ago lowered my cardio to 35 minutes. And it's crazy when you think about it that I was doing 3 times more cardio. Forget 4 weeks out. I was doing 3 times more cardio 9 weeks out. I was exhausted. So if I give you guys a drug that's gonna burn fat, right? But it makes you weak and tired and shaky, and you can't train hard, and you're not training hard, you're not building muscle or holding your muscle, and you're also not burning more calories, there's no point. So I think, what a lot of bodybuilders forget is we're athletes. So doing less cardio, not taking ephedra and these stimulants that really, look, you take ephedra, you feel euphoric and you feel amazing, you get crazy bursts of energy, but it burns you out after a while, and it does mess you up. So it drains you. So it's gonna affect your performance in the gym. I'm able to lift heavy. I'm still lifting extremely heavy, and extremely heavy for me. I deadlifted 450 pounds yesterday for back. The day before, I did 130 pounds on shoulder press. Last week, I did 140 pounds on incline. I mean, these are weights that I've done in my off season, and I'm doing them 5 weeks out, 4 weeks out of the Olympia. Now, my endurance is much lower. Like, I burn out quick. Like, one heavy exercise, another moderate heavy, I'm fried. I finish my workout, but I'm shot. Like, I just want to leave the gym. So my point is, this year, I'm feeling better. I'm healthier. I'm sitting here making this video. I didn't make videos like this last year, 4 weeks out. Guys, I was so drained and so tired, and it affected me mentally. I felt like crap physically and mentally. So the main difference was I'm dieting smarter. My coach is Andrew Vu. He's my good friend since 2016. Honestly, I should have worked with him sooner. He's smarter than me. He's a better coach than me. You got to work with someone that's smarter than you. In my opinion, he's the best coach in the industry. He's Lee Labrada's son's coach. So Hunter Labrada, he turned Hunter Labrada pro. He's got 2 top 5 women's physique in the Olympia this year. He has Jessica Reyes, a top contender in fitness. He has Santi Aragon, classic physique pro. He has a bunch of other pros and a slew of incredible NPC competitors. But he's got the eye and he's intelligent. We're not doing some stupid meathead white fish and chicken. There's no nutrients. I'm eating avocados. I'm eating whole eggs. We did carb cycling in the beginning. We did cheat meal with burgers, months ago. Then we took the cheat meals out and we did the carb cycle, high carb day. Then we did really low carb and really high fat. And by high fat, I'm talking about like 4 whole eggs throughout the day, 2 and 2 in 2 different meals, and 100 grams of avocado. 100 grams of avocado is like a whole avocado. I never did that before in my prep. And then we took the fats, almost all of them out, left some avocado, left some steak, and then brought the carbs back up, still low, like 130. We keep changing, so my metabolism is not adapting. And every time we change, like when we went to low carb, I lost a lot of weight. I got leaner, I sucked down. The low carb, look, everyone gets lean on low carbs. Nobody's getting shredded to the bone and 4% body fat eating 300 grams of carbs. We're all mammals. I hate when people say like, oh, this doesn't work for me. I'm different. My body's different. Listen, some guys work better on cream of rice than oatmeal. Some guys work better on higher fats, but we're all pretty much the same. We all need to be in a caloric deficit to get lean. And carbs spike your insulin, and you're more prone to storing fat. Like, I haven't had a carb in meal 1 except for my high carb days in like weeks. Avoiding spiking your insulin in the morning is a very smart thing to do if you're trying to burn fat. So this is what we've been doing, and we do refeeds when needed. Like my last refeed was a few days, like 2 days ago. It was high carbs. So we lowered the protein and we lowered the fats, and I had carbs in every meal, cream of rice, white rice. And at the end of the night, I had 5 sushi rolls, which is 30 pieces of sushi, clean sushi, nothing in it but fish and rice, and no salmon. I just did tuna, white tuna, yellowtail. I was blasting full and round in 3D the next day. It was the best I've looked. And it just goes to show you, when you're getting lean, when you're trying to get lean, you're flat. So what I was saying about when I was doing the higher fat and the 1 carb meal, when I say low carb, it's like 55 grams of carbs, that was it. But my fat was high, I was getting leaner and leaner. And the fats do keep you kind of hard and kind of full, but I had a soft look, a flatter look. When we dropped the fats and the carbs went up, immediately within like 3 days, the carbs were low, they're like 130. That's not high, I'm 230 pounds, I'm lifting like an animal. Immediately I had a different look to me. I started looking harder and grainier. Why? Because the muscle's being pushed to the surface. So I'm just trying to give you guys some insight. I mean, like, everyone's asking me tons and tons of questions all the time on DM. Like, these are the answers. Just listen. There's no protocol. I've had like 3 people this week, like friends of mine, even pros, ask me, so like, what's Andrew's protocol? What's your protocol for the last week? Water and, carb cutting, doing the salt. And I'm like, I don't know. There is no protocol. There is no secret protocol that like Phil Heath does and Jay Cutler did. We have to see what we look like. And also I have to make weight. So let's say I look great. I look incredible. I don't need to take any diuretics. I don't need to cut water. I don't need to do anything, but I'm heavy and I need to lose 5 pounds. Well, then you got to do something regardless, So that's the thing with classic physique. We have to make weight. It's some of the guys, not in the top 5, but some of the guys in the division just walk into weigh-ins. They don't have as much muscle mass, so it's easier for them to make weight, which is awesome. But for them to be in the top contenders, they need to get bigger. As far as I know, the top 5, top 6, we all not struggle, but we all make weight. We're not just the weight that we're supposed to be like 2 weeks out. I don't think Chris is. I don't think I know George isn't. I don't think Breon is, and I know Henry is, and Henry's huge. He's like 270. But we all have to make weight. And the harder it is to make weight, the harder it is to rebound and look good. So in 2017, I lost 20 pounds in 4 days. That's all water, by the way. What do you think that does to your body? It kills you. It kills you. It drains you. My brain was like, I felt like I was dying. And you don't just start eating carbs and drink water and look magnificent in a couple hours. It takes like 3 days to come back from that. And the show was 24 hours later. So at prejudging, I looked like I was dead. I had no pump, nothing was popping. And the judges told me, they told me exactly what I knew. By the way, almost every single time I've gotten critiqued by judges, it's exactly what I knew. I just asked them anyways, because I respect them and I want to know what they want from me, but I kind of already know. I'm not a biased guy. I don't look like shit and say, oh, why didn't I win? I just think about how I can improve. But I knew I was just shot, man. Like I looked like I was dead and someone was just holding me up there like a puppeteer. But after the prejudging, I ate. I think I had a burger and fries, I'm not sure, and I drank fluid, and I took a nap. I remember specifically, when I woke up from the nap, before I even looked in the mirror, I was like, I'm better. Like, I went like this, and there was depth in my muscle, there was fullness, I felt my muscle, whereas earlier, I couldn't even get a pump. So I looked 40% better at the night show. If you guys look at 2017 night show, I should have been drier, I should have been sharper, it wasn't my best look, but I looked 40% better than I did at prejudging, but it was too late. For whatever reason, Classic Physique has not had a night show. 2016, we went to the expo, we competed right then and there, and they gave the awards. We went up, we came down, another division went up, and then we went back up and got the awards. 2017 and 18, we had a night show, but it wasn't really a show. It wasn't, we didn't get judged again, we didn't get compared again. Like bodybuilders, they get rejudged and recompared and everyone comes out. It was just an award ceremony. The top 5 were already chosen and we did our posing routines and gave the awards. So I wasn't gonna bump up any spots. I think I could have because I looked so much better. So that's where I'm at. I'm 4 weeks out yesterday. I'm happy. I feel really good. I'm tired, I'm drained. You know, I just got back right now. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at, you know what? I'll tell you guys what I do every day. I wake up at 5:30. I throw on some sweats. I take my yohimbine and I get my coffee at Burger King or Dunkin' Donuts. Burger King is like a third of the price, by the way, and it tastes really, really good. I think Dunkin' Donuts is overrated. And then I go do my cardio, and then after I stretch a little bit and do some vacuums, and then I come back 7:30, I eat my first meal. So my first meal was a big salad. It's a big bowl. I do iceberg and spring lettuce with cucumbers, 6 ounces of chicken breast, and 100 grams of avocado, which is unbelievable. Like, this salad I could eat all year round. The only thing I would add to it is like some cut up apples and raisins and maybe some nuts. I'll do that after the show. And then 3 hours later, 10:30, I have my pre-workout meal. I have 55 grams of carbs from cream of rice with chicken breast, 5 ounces of chicken. My protein's not high at all. That's another thing. Everybody eats like 8 to 10 ounces of protein. They keep cutting fats, they keep cutting carbs, and nobody ever thinks to cut some protein away. You cut 1 ounce of protein per meal, you're dropping a lot of calories. So I eat that meal and I puree that meal. I used to cook the cream of rice and throw the chicken in there. Now I clean the chicken, there's no marinade, and I blend it in water, and then I add it to the cream of rice, so it's like baby food, and I add cinnamon and salt and stevia. It's like the highlight of my day. Then I train my ass off. I take pre-workout, just 1.5 scoops of pre-woe dimetized. There's no crazy illegal stimulants, just caffeine. So now I have like 2 shots of caffeine, right? I have a cup of coffee and the pre-workout. That's maybe 500, 600 milligrams caffeine. That's it. I don't have any more. No ephedra, no other fat burners, no other stimulants. I'm terrified of burning myself out. When I had the adrenal fatigue last year, it took me 7-8 months to recover. And how did I know? Holistic doctors. They monitor me. They have an HRV machine. I had 3 different doctors diagnose me, so I know it was for sure. Then post-workout meal, now with the added carbs. Before, it was just protein and chicken. But now with the added carbs, post-workout meal is 33 grams of carbs from white rice, salad, and chicken. Then the next 2 meals is protein, salad. One of them is steak, 6 ounces. One of them is chicken, 6 ounces. And both of them have 24 grams of carbs. Right, so do the math. 24, 20, that's 100. It's like 130, 140 grams for the whole day. And 24 grams of rice, carbs from rice is like 3 ounces. It's very little. But, you know, it's satiating. It's not spiking my insulin tremendously, and it kind of fills me up. And then my last meal is just 6 ounces of chicken. I could do salad or just eat it plain. Now, one big thing, this sounds silly, but a huge, huge difference. Since 2014, when I started competing, I would eat a lot of vegetables when I did 0 carb. Like a lot. I wouldn't measure. I would cut up vegetables and saute them. The issue here is, 1, I was bloating a lot. My stomach was blowing out, and at the end of the night, it was uncomfortable and I looked pregnant. And 2, vegetables have carbs. Onions, when you saute them, they caramelize, they have sugar. And onions are the worst for bloating, but I loved them. And I was eating tons and tons. I was eating like zucchini and asparagus and broccoli, and it was really messing me up. So I'm not against eating veggies, but for me, it bothers my stomach, and they do have carbs. So this prep, last year I just did spinach and zucchini. They're very light, and I like that. This prep, honestly, I've just been doing the salad. It's more satiating. There's no carbs in it whatsoever. And for me, I really think it was a big game changer. Now, salads taste like crap because what salad dressing tastes good? They all suck. Like, every salad dressing has fat or carbs or sugar. Then there's some salad dressings that are like Walden's Farm and all this stuff, and they taste weird. They taste like chemicals. There might be some good ones out there. I personally didn't go out of my way to try them. I don't want to take a lot of chemicals in. So I came up with, I've been dieting since I was 13, and I grew up in the restaurant business, so I've gotten really, really creative, like that cream of rice puree. I mean, who the hell thinks of that shit? It's like literally like baby food. But bodybuilders are like big babies if you think about it. We shit, eat, and sleep like constantly. So, all right, listen. I go to Whole Food. I buy the Dijon mustard from Whole Food. It's their whole food brand, 365. Now, Dijon mustard's okay, but it's not honey Dijon, so it doesn't taste great. Then I buy balsamic vinegar. Balsamic vinegar has sugar in it. It's got like 7 grams of sugar per serving. Whole Food and Trader Joe's, they don't have a low carb one, but one of them for some reason only has 3 grams of carbs in it. So just turn it around, turn all of them around, and find the one that has 3 grams of carbs. So now I got the Dijon mustard, the balsamic vinegar, and then I buy the organic powder stevia from Whole Food. Trader Joe's has the same exact one. It's from the same manufacturer. They just changed the label, but for some reason, surprisingly, Trader Joe's is more expensive. So that stevia I use in my cream of rice, I use in my coffee. I don't use artificial sweeteners, I use stevia, but it's really strong, like insanely strong. And it's a bit like if you put too much, it's gross. So I take a bigger bottle, like a ketchup bottle or something with a funnel. I put the mustard in, I put like a 4-second, like a shot of vodka is 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the balsamic. And then I put a good amount of stevia, sprinkle it in. I'd say start off with a little bit and add if you need. And then I water this whole concoction down. When you put mustard on your food, you can't disperse it around your food. It's so thick, especially on a salad. So I water it all down. And even if you have a condiment that has calories, if you water it down, you're dividing the calories in half or a quarter or whatever. There's no calories in this concoction except for the carbs that are in the balsamic, which 4 seconds in a 7-ounce bottle. I mean, we're talking about, what is it, like, I don't know, it's not even 10 grams of carbs over like 7 salads. So it's nothing. I don't count this as calories. I shake it up, and I've been having that on my salads. Now, I know a lot of times people are like, oh, that's gross, you only like it because you're dieting. No. All the stuff that I make, my girlfriend has, and my friends when they come over have, and they all love it too. It is incredible. I am having this mustard balsamic stevia concoction on every single one of my meals except for the cream of rice and chicken. So you guys try it. You don't need to suffer. You need to enjoy all of your meals. Like literally, when I'm this far out of dieting, I'm not looking at food porn and like dreaming about eating. I literally turn to my girlfriend and I say like, honestly, I just want more of this. Or like after the show, I want this salad with like goat cheese and like raisins and apples, you know? Of course, I eat what I want. I have a burger and fries. A lot of times my family has dinner if we're at Cheesecake Factory. If I feel like eating something, I eat it. I enjoy myself. But I learned from my first show, like I planned ahead and I bought a box of vanilla nut cluster cereal from Trader Joe's. Costco has this tray, like if you have a party and you have like 50 people come to your house, it's like 2 rows of chocolate chip cookies, 2 rows of macadamia nut cookies, 2 rows of oatmeal raisin cookies. I bought that tray, and then I bought Reese's peanut butter cups, and I planned on eating all this. So what I did was I ate all of it, and it was like I blew the hell up. I got super bloated, and then you start losing control. Like I would keep putting it back in the cupboard and then going back 20 minutes later because that's what insulin does to you. So I learned my lesson. It's like, it's embarrassing. You look like a beluga whale, and it's not healthy. I not only looked like shit where I was bloated and stuff, but I was retaining water in my ankles, and that's just not healthy. If you're retaining that much water, you're retaining it like in your organs and around your heart. So since I've been a professional now, you know, I can't do that. I remain on diet. I eat clean. I let myself eat whatever I want the night of or the day after the show, and then I get back on eating clean. And maybe I'll even come home and train fasted and deplete myself again, and then go have a brunch. And deplete myself and, you know, train really hard, low carb for 2 days, and then go have pizza. I won't just go and increase my carbs, like clean carbs, sweet potato, oatmeal, rice, and then have cheat meals on top of that. That's a fast track to getting fat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want you guys to know that I care about your well-being. I care about your progression. I'm making these videos for you guys. I'm not really profiting from these videos. It's a selfish endeavor. I enjoy sharing. I enjoy teaching. I love it when people come up to me and say, hey, you know, you told me this like 6 months ago and I've been doing it and it changed my life. And it's not just about bodybuilding. You guys if you guys follow me, you know, a lot of it is mindset. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know, comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to hear more about. I'll make more and more of these videos for you guys. I'm planning on keeping my YouTube channel going. I know I've been slacking in the past few years. It's very time consuming, it's very tough, and YouTube was never like a business endeavor for me. It was just like kind of a plus on the side, you know. But I think it's an amazing platform to be able to share like this. And you know, it's tough because you're having a bad day, you don't feel good about yourself, you're a little fat, you're a little bloated. You wake up, you open your Instagram. Everybody's ripped, everybody's tan, everyone looks like they have money. They're leaning on Lamborghinis, eating donuts with a six-pack. And it's like, you're over here dieting and struggling, and you can barely even get lean. And it's like, it messes with your head. Even me at my level, it does in the off season. It's not real. It's not real. The pictures were taken 6 months ago. The car's not theirs. A lot of them are depressed and not happy with their lives. They're putting on the smile for you. And even if it is real, like, how did you get there? How did you do it? No one's sharing like what they're doing, you know? So I want to share with you guys, and I'm not saying everybody can be Mr. Olympia, but you guys, if you do what I've done and you do what I'm teaching you, you can all be your best. I don't think I'm the most genetically gifted person. If you guys look at my pictures that I posted when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, I wasn't that impressive. My shape was not that great. My structure was not that great. Not only that, but if you look at my progression over 10 years, it wasn't astronomical. Whereas I'm competing against some guys that in 2 years, they're top 10 at Olympia. So that's incredible genetics. I worked really, really hard to get where I am, and I'm very proud about that. And I think I'm a good person, good example for you guys, because I'm not like this genetic anomaly that was born with 1 in a trillion genetics telling you, yo, you guys need to work hard. Well, yeah, everybody needs to work hard, but you guys could actually obtain and get as far as I've gotten, a lot of you. A lot of you can obtain so much more listening to me. Maybe some of you don't have as good as genetics as me, and you can't turn pro, or you can't win the Olympia. But if you take the tips and you take the lessons and you don't quit and you're positive and you work hard, you can be really good. You can be much bigger, much leaner, much happier. You can be the best you. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. If I'm Mr. Olympia and I win this year, which I plan to, what good is it if I'm not happy? You know, okay, a bunch of people will praise me and I'll have a gold medal, but if I'm not happy and content, what good is it? At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to being content, being happy, being at peace, loving yourself and loving what you do. Hope you guys enjoyed. Speak soon.